Hello, it's Tyson Sharp here, and what you're about to watch is a live coaching example of exactly how to shift the pattern of perfectionism and being attached to outcomes. Let's dive in. I first of all want to welcome you, and I want to thank you for jumping on, because I know when we do these calls, it's not easy for people to jump on and share what the hell is going on and everything like that. So we honor you for your honesty, vulnerability, openness in creating the shift that's about to happen. But what about you? Just explain to everyone who you are, what it is you do.
Yes, hi everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Andrea Thomas, and I work with service-based entrepreneurs. And I recently changed my niche, so I work on decision making. So what that means, I really help service-based entrepreneurs make decisions from a really connected place. Because what I've experienced in my life, that all the decisions I was making were from my head, from my mind, and I was not using like my body, my intuition, my heart. So all my life, that's how I lived, using my monkey mind. So now when I got more involved into the spirituality, into meditation, I realized how important it is to combine both. And I think that's something that it's missing, that we either just only use our mind or we only use our intuition, and rarely we have like a combination of both. And that's where I come and I help service-based entrepreneurs like combine the two.
Beautiful. I'm all on board. I'm all on board. When I always say, if anyone has also a mission to combine spirituality with business strategy, I'm all on board. I think it's a huge shift that people can make, and it's something that really allows you, when you combine them, to get your gift out there to make the biggest impact possible. And so that's beautiful. And what is coming up for you? What can we help with here? What patterns have you noticed within yourself?
Yes, so as you know, Tyson, I also bought a lot of courses. I've invested quite a bit in my business, and I know this is something that lands on me, where I just see myself that, okay, there is a point where I'm not making progress anymore. And it's because, for example, in one course that we both bought, yes, it's like I go in there, I'm like excited to start working on it and apply it, and I just see myself as just becoming overwhelmed, and I'm like, oh, I'm just not clear on that and on that, and I just see myself of like putting brakes on moving forward, because it's like my mind is like, but you just don't know how to do that, or you are just not clear on that, and because of that I'm just stopping and I'm not making any progress.
Okay, great. Awesome. So you've noticed that when you're looking to move forward, you have these breaks that say, oh, but I just don't know how to do that. Right?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, if you were to breathe into that and recognize within yourself, what's the worst case scenario? What is it that you're truly avoiding? If you're moving forward and you're saying, okay, this is something that is going to expand me, that I'm going to apply this tool or strategy and I'm going to get out there. And then your mind says, I don't know how. I don't know what that looks
Mhm.
like. Don't know what that's going to lead to. What's the worst case scenario? What if you do it and something unpredictable happens or something uncertain happens? What is it that you're avoiding when you for taking that leap and putting it out into the world?
Yes. I definitely feel like I'm avoiding of not like shaming myself, on not being like, oh, I have done all this, and I just like screwed it. I just make it worse than it was, and nobody's gonna come, nobody's gonna join, and I just, the way I feel like I don't trust the way I put things together, that they're gonna come up in a way where people are gonna see what I try to convey.
Mm. Okay. So what's the thing you've been delaying? Is it starting a group or putting out a course or doing something that where people can join? What is it that you've been avoiding doing because you feel like, oh, I don't know how to do that yet?
Creating a course.
Creating a course. Cool. Awesome. Is this an online course or a group coaching course, or what type of course?
Yes, so I was looking into creating the monetize before you make it. And we all know it's not that hard to make it. It's not that hard to put it together. But I feel like I always, all the time when I go in there and try to make it happen, I always find like an excuse on why I don't move forward. Either it's like, oh, I don't know how to put the webinar page together, or I don't know how to do that. And I just find these excuses and I just don't move forward.
Okay, cool. And no doubt everyone listening can resonate at some level where we have this idea that says, I want to put this out to the world. I just want to create this, see what happens. And then, we come up to those tech issues of how do I build the landing page? How do I put this together? How do I connect this? And then I'm just, screw it. I'll just do it another time. Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, let me ask you this. This is always a key question we need to ask ourselves, but why is this important to you? Why do you think you have this inside you, this pull that says, I want to create this course and put it out to the world? What's your big why? What's your purpose?
Yes, because I know how I'm limiting myself of doing this, of moving forward. There are probably hundred thousands, millions of people that do it, and it's so related with decisions. Yes, to just like take a decision. Okay, no matter what, I will allow myself. I will give myself permission to move forward and do it imperfectly. I will take this decision because I think also the perfection comes in where I'm like, oh, but I just don't like how it looks. I just don't like how, so I come all with all these excuses where I spend a lot of time on just doing like a Facebook cover, and so on things that are not so important instead of really working with people and do the work where it matters.
And as you were saying that, I got a big, like a feeling in my chest, like an expansion. I get this a lot when I meditate, when I know we're onto something, and I know something's coming through. And the feeling, I think, was because you can start to see how this pattern in shifting yourself relates to your own work, right? If you're helping people make decisions and you're helping people make resourceful decisions, combining both their mind and their heart, this in and of itself is you living by example, right?
Yes, exactly.
This you who's moving forward and saying, you know what, I'm putting this out there, I'm doing it, and I'm doing it because it feels like a pull to me. I can watch my monkey mind freak out, and I can feel this pattern of familiarity and safety. But I'm going to make this decision through the uncertainty because I know it's at my heart's calling. Like, moving through that is you living in integrity. It's you shifting something where now you're in a position where you can see that pattern, help someone else shift it, right? No doubt this is going to be coming up so many times in your clients, right? That's beautiful. So before we move to that, because a lot of people will start to say, okay, I can reframe this and I can shift this and I can say, you know what, I can give it a different meaning and then take action from it. I feel like you're at a, because you do a lot of the inner work, you're at a level of consciousness now where you're starting to learn the deeper lesson, which is life isn't happening from me, life is happening through me. And in order to learn that, in order to truly embody that lesson, we need to feel the 5-year-old that we've been avoiding by taking the action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question. When you don't take action because you have the thought of, oh, no one's going to join, right? No one's going to sign up. It's just not going to be successful. What's the 5-year-old in you who has the belief that says that needs to happen in order for me to feel safe? What does that, describe that 5-year-old for me? What happened? What have you learned as a child that you need to be, or something needs to happen externally in order for you to feel safe and in order for you to feel enough?
I need to feel like I belong. And for that, that means people will join me. And if they would not join, that means I don't belong.
Mm. Okay, great. So if someone doesn't jump into your course, if people aren't interested in your course, you feel this disconnect. You feel this, I don't belong. Now, what happens if you don't belong?
I'm not accepted for who I am.
Okay, great. Feel into that just for a moment. Breathe that in and ask yourself, what if you feel like you don't belong and people don't accept you for who you are, why is that a problem?
Mm. What came for me is because there are parts within myself that I still don't accept. And I
Yeah,
think that's where the problem comes.
that's it. That's exactly what it is. We have the belief, and everyone here can start to feel this within themselves as well, that when we have a pattern that says, oh, I don't want everyone to reject me, it goes deeper than that. It's your belief that says, I am what they think of me. Right? It's a belief, it's deeper, that says who and what I am, and my worthiness is attached to what they think. Right? So it's not actually what they think. It's that I believe what they think is attached to my worthiness. Right? Which what you've just described is a judgment on yourself. It's like when someone doesn't sign up, it's not that they don't approve of me, it's that I don't approve of me. Right? Now, the beautiful thing is there's an internal 5-year-old that's coming up right now that's helping you learn this lesson, which is in perfect harmony, because this is the exact 5-year-old that your clients are going to be experiencing. This 5-year-old is going to be coming up in them, and it's coming up in the form of, what would you call it? What emotion do you feel predominantly when you're about to put out a course and you say, oh, but people won't join, people won't like it, they're not going to be interested? What's the primary emotion that you feel that comes up?
It's fear.
So when this fear comes up, you feel this fear, and it's the fear's coming up because it's this internal 5-year-old that's ready to be seen, that's ready to be heard, ready to be understood, ready to be loved. Now, the danger that a lot of people have, if they're not at this level of consciousness, the danger is, I'll go build my business and do what I can to avoid failure and do what I can to succeed, so this 5-year-old can feel better. So this 5-year-old can feel like this is the way the world needs to be in order for me to feel safe, in order for me to feel enough, right? But here's the thing. If this 5-year-old comes up in the form of fear and we go build our business, how seen does that 5-year-old feel?
Not very.
Not very. But that's all that's happening. It's coming up because it's ready to be seen, right? So let's do this. When you feel this fear come up, when you're about to release a course, you're about to work on your goddamn, pages, lead pages and lead magnets and all those different things, and you're connecting all the tech, and you're like, screw it, not doing it anymore. When you feel the fear of other people not approving or other people not joining, where is it that you feel it in your body? Is it your shoulders, your chest, your stomach, your legs, your head? Where is it
It's in
physically that you
my
feel it?
stomach.
In your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Now, as you imagine your worst case scenario, let's say you put it out there, you spend 500 hours putting all these beautiful web pages together, you put it out there to the world, and everyone's like, this is crap. And you feel this in your stomach. You feel this fear and it comes up. Describe to me what that feels like. Does it feel empty? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel hot? Does it feel jagged? Is it pulsating? Is it moving? What is it that you physically feel when this fear arises in your stomach?
It feels heavy and it's pulsating. And it's black.
Great. Perfect. So what you can do right now is breathe that in and welcome that in. Welcome in the fear. Welcome in this heaviness. Welcome in this pulsation. Welcome it in and allow it to be there. And the more you welcome it in, you might want to exaggerate the feeling a little bit so that you can pay very, very close attention to the physical sensations. Because the more you pay attention to the physical sensations, the stories around it actually drop. And you can just allow the physical sensations to be there without any judgment, without any resistance. So breathe that in and welcome it in. And as you do that, and as you allow the feeling to be there, you can almost sort of see this 5-year-old on your lap. This internal 5-year-old who had grown up with the pattern that I need to succeed to feel like I belong. I need people to approve of me to feel like I'm safe. I need people to approve and accept me for who I am in order to feel enough. So breathe that in and hold a loving, safe space for this 5-year-old. Hold a loving, safe space for this emotion to be there, this physical sensation to be there, for this 5-year-old to just be seen, to be heard. Now, as you pay attention to this, what's the 5-year-old saying? What's the core message of this 5-year-old? The core message won't be go get 1 million Instagram followers. But what's the core message of this 5-year-old? What's this 5-year-old telling you? What's this 5-year-old saying?
That I have been denying some parts of myself, and I kind of denied my 5-year-old as well, like putting it in the back, and like consciously I would say, no, you're fine, I don't care what people says. Like consciously I would be in that mode, in that space. I just don't care, I'm doing it. But when it was about of taking certain action, because I'm not saying I haven't taken an all action, but when it's about certain action, I would just stop. I would just like block.
Yeah, great. That's how you know you're ready for a deeper lesson. That's how you know you're ready for a deeper pattern to transcend, because you know you can shift your mind and you can shift your thoughts. But unless you feel it physically, unless you actually live it, and like unless you actually be there and hold the space for this fear within you, then the unconscious patterns won't shift, right? So let's check in. What do you feel physically when you just allow the heaviness to be there? When you just welcome it in and you allow it to be there, and you hold a loving, safe space for the heaviness, for whatever else is emerging, the fears, the doubts, the frustrations, the worry. When you just hold a safe space and you just welcome it all in, what is it that you're also feeling? What's starting to shift? What's starting to be seen? What's starting to come up?
It's hard. I feel like a lot of emotions.
Beautiful. Now, while you feel that, I'll explain and let everyone know. This emotion's coming up to be seen because at some level, we've offered a loving, safe space for it to be seen. I can guarantee there's a lot of internal 5-year-olds, there's a lot of unconscious patterns that we don't see right now, right? We don't see those. But they will come up in the perfect timing when they're ready to be seen. So you've done the deep inner work where at this level, this fear, this 5-year-old is ready to come up to be seen, right? So what does it feel like to finally see this 5-year-old and finally acknowledge and finally hold a loving, safe space for them to be loved unconditionally?
It feels relieving. It feels like it has been waiting for this.
Totally.
And now just as I allowed myself just for a little bit, yes, to feel it, to let some emotions come out. I already feel lighter than I did before.
Hmm. Why do you think that is?
Because I'm not hiding it, and then I started looking at that emotion with love instead of judgment, instead of rejection.
Yeah. It's very easy in the Western culture to, when we have an uncomfortable emotion, to say it needs to be changed, it needs to be fixed, it needs to leave, right? I need to feel something else, rather than just being here with it. Because when you're here with it, you're accepting fully. And when you're accepting fully, you actually become the parent that that 5-year-old wished they had. You start to see and feel this 5-year-old with unconditional love, right? Like, if the analogy I use all the time, it's if the 5-year-old in the park was to come up to you and the 5-year-old was feeling scared, if you were to hold a loving, safe space for that 5-year-old just to feel however they want to feel, they will feel seen. But what we normally do, what we're trained and conditioned in Western society, is to, when that 5-year-old comes up to us, we say, go away until you feel better, right? Or you need to change, you need to be fixed. Or
Yes.
let's change our life so that you don't feel this way, right? Here's a lollipop. Here's some money. Here's some Instagram followers, right? And what I realized in my time of entrepreneurship, everyone was building their business from that place to make their 5-year-olds feel better. But what happens when you love all sides of you, no matter what comes up? You love the sides of you that can feel shame, that can feel fear, that can feel uncertainty. And you also hold a loving, safe space for the sides of you that feel the joy, the bliss, the drive to achieve, as well as, just create a difference and execute, on your mission. So here's what we can do. When you feel this fear, could you also feel the safety around it? To hold a loving, safe space for it, could you also feel the safety that was there to hold the fear as well? Because here's the question: which one are you? If you can observe the safety, if you can observe the fear, if you can observe this internal 5-year-old, which one's you? You're none of it,
None.
because you are the one observing all of those, right? So what are you feeling now?
I feel, as I said, lighter and more relief, and I feel better that I was able to connect a little bit more with my 5-year-old.
Great. And as you love this 5-year-old, I want you to imagine you putting out a course and no one signing up. In fact, you get 100 messages of people saying this is crap.
Okay.
What do you feel?
Not much. I see myself telling them, I'm sorry you feel that way. That means you are not the right fit for this program.
Perfect. And when you feel that, how much strength and pride and passion can you have knowing that you can feel this peace regardless of what happens with the external circumstances, with the external results?
It feels amazing. It feels like I can do anything because I'm not attached to what others are gonna say about it, or if they're gonna approve me or not.
Yeah. They can't approve the real you, because here's the thing. If you're looking for them to approve of you, you're putting on a facade of what you think they need.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when you're in that space of, oh my God, I'm worried about what they think, I need to present myself so that they approve me. that's you putting on a facade that's not really you. So therefore, they're not even seeing the real you that they're approving of.
Yeah.
Right? But if you love all these sides of you, all these 5-year-olds, all these patterns that are coming up from that passion you just felt a moment ago, from that strength and that feeling of amazing, how much more value can you give through your content, through your course, to your clients? How much more of your vibrancy will flow through in those moments?
So much more, because first it's gonna come out without any expectations. So it's gonna be raw, it's gonna be real, it's gonna be authentic. And that's what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Because from that place, you'll attract the clients that are actually attracted to you, that are actually drawn into you through your energy, through your vibrancy, through your content, through what you're wanting to give to the world, right? Through your heart, because you're actually seeing you. You're actually being you. And therefore, they're attracted to that. And you align with the right people. When you put on a facade and you put yourself out there, you might attract a few people, but they won't be attracted to the real you. And so then when you're coaching them, you're like, doesn't feel aligned. There's something's not right. But when the right person comes along, because you're being authentic and you're being openly you, you're just like, I'm attracting the right people because I'm seeing me, right? I'm seeing me. I'm allowing me to thrive. I'm allowing me to shine. And therefore, those people who are attracted to that gets attracted to me, and we can create some magic, right? We can create some magic together. And they're the right fit for your program. They're the right fit for your content. They're the right fit for your vibrancy and your frequency. And therefore you can co-create at a completely different level. What would that feel like?
Amazing. That's what I want.
Yeah. So from this place of complete acceptance, complete surrender, complete flow, what is your next expansive step? What do you think is the next move? What do you think is the next thing that feels what I call exciting, scary, where it feels exciting, but it's exciting because it feels scary because you're unsure, it's uncertain, there's fear there, everything's coming up, but it feels expansive. What's that next step for you?
Yes, to put a date in my calendar for manifest before you make it and start working from there.
Cool. Awesome. Beautiful. So for those of you who don't know, the monetize before you make it is to release a course and that you haven't created yet. You've just got the outline, you haven't created yet, but then you get, like what I did, you get some amazing, beta testers to go through your course so that they can help you sort of build it as you go. It's a very scary thing to do for someone who, if people are attached to a lot of certainty, but this feels expansive for you. This feels like I need to open up and I need to let go of a lot of stories in order for that to happen, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you, what stories do you need to let go of? Is it stories of it needs to be perfect? I need to know all the steps. I need to get it right. What stories do you need to let go of in order for you to achieve this outcome?
Oh, a lot.
Mm.
So definitely the story that I need to do all the steps, even like from the program, like I need to do all the steps, like exactly how they are outlined, and just allow myself to like also bring in some of my creativity and just like bringing some of my playfulness. It doesn't have to be exactly how we have it in the program. That's like an outline, it's like a skeleton, and go from there. So don't be attached that I have to do each and every step exactly how is there, because I feel like that's one thing that stopped me, that I have to do it exactly how it's there by book.
Perfect. You can just feel what feels in flow, what feels expansive, take some, and just co-create with it so that it can continue to feel expansive. It can continue to feel aligned. Right. And
Yes.
if you are truly aligned, if you're truly moving forward and being led by your heart, you can know and you can trust that no matter what happens, it's in your highest expansion, right? Even if you release this and no one signs up, even if you release this, 100 people sign up and then 100 people leave, right? If it feels expansive, if it feels like it's your heart's calling, you can trust that no matter what happens externally, you're learning the lessons you're meant to learn. And it's all leading you to higher level guidance. It's leading you to higher level results, higher level outcomes that your mind can't see. And it's all designed so that your divine gifts can get out there into the world, because that's what life is helping us do. Life is always helping us get our unique gifts out to the world so we can create the difference we're here to make.
Yeah.
Right? Beautiful. So putting a date on the calendar and saying, you know what, this is the time, this is the date when this happens. I'm going for it. I'm starting to put the steps together. No matter what happens, no matter what it looks like, I'm gonna move forward with that. Is that right?
Yes.
Awesome. Beautiful. What are you feeling now?
It feels like exciting, scary, it's like it's that combination, but it's something that I have been wanting now for a while to do, because I'm just like two on the same level. Like I need that like challenge, I need that excitement, in my business, and I feel like it was missing because I was not taking the action that I was telling you about.
Totally. Do you feel a different energy in you now when you're like, oh, holy shit, like this is going to be crazy? Do you feel that? Do you feel that? Do you feel like you're on the edge? You're on the edge of life. This is you in your element, right?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Because I can feel that. I can feel that energy shift. And no doubt everyone watching as well, maybe they can put in the comments, they can feel this energy shift. This is what happens when you're like on the edge of following your heart. Your heart won't lead you to things that are safe. Your heart will never lead you to things that are secure. It'll lead you to things that are expansive, where you have to let go of these stories and you have to be there for those internal 5-year-olds. And that's exactly what you've done. And you'll continue to do, right? You'll continue to, no matter what comes up, you'll just hold a loving, safe space for it, exactly what you've done here, knowing the only thing holding you back is the 5-year-old you don't want to see. That's the only thing. The only thing holding people back is the 5-year-old they don't want to see. But if you're willing to see all 5-year-olds and hold a loving, safe space, there's literally nothing holding you back.
Yes, I'm so excited to start taking that imperfect action that I've been wanting to take, because I know it's going to be far from perfect, but perfection is an illusion, no?
Exactly. In fact, Tony Robbins says all the time that perfection is the worst standard someone can have for themselves, right? Because perfection is just a facade that gives yourself the opportunity to just beat yourself up, because it's a standard you cannot live up to. You can't live up to perfection, right? It doesn't exist. And so overcoming that story is huge. Taking imperfect action is perfect. Taking imperfect action and just being in a space of creativity and flow and messing up and then succeeding and then doing all these different things, knowing that your worthiness is attached to none of it. It has nothing to do with who and what you are, your worthiness, your safety, nothing like that. You can just feel free to create, feel free to just, follow what feels in flow, and you will give more value from that place, right? And you'll be living in that example. What example will you be sharing for your clients and for your audience and for the people going through this course? What example will you be living when you take this imperfect action?
The first example, so first it is that I'm gonna walk the talk, yes, and that's very important for me. And I feel like that's another reason how I was beating myself, because I'm like, oh, I just want to help all these people, but I'm not really like doing it, I'm not fully doing it, and I was beating myself out because of that. So that's going to be the first thing, that I will be able to just be at integrity with myself. And when I'm at integrity with myself, I'll be able to be in that way with my clients and show up differently.
Awesome. Awesome. And you'll feel that. It'll come across in your content. It'll come across in your voice, in your energy, when you're living from authenticity, when you're living from honesty, and that congruency is there, it'll just flow through. Right? It'll flow through. So that's beautiful. So you're going to put that on the calendar. You're going to keep us posted. Let us know when that comes up. Do you have any other questions? Anything that we can help you with while we have the time here?
No, I think that's it. And I just want to say thank you so much. I feel so much more expanded as you were saying it, and
Yeah.
so excited for what's coming again in my business, in my life. Excited for those people that I am going to help because I was able to step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Awesome. And that's what it's all about. When you step outside your comfort zone, it's like you have to see those sides of you. And because you see those sides of you, you just go to a different evolution. You just go to a different level of consciousness where you're starting to become more aware. And from that, you access different resources. You have to access deeper resources that you can now give to the world, right? And you can test and reiterate with your messaging and your course and all those different things. But the more you get out there, the more you have the opportunity to test and tweak it. And it's coming from a place of service. It's coming from a place of, this is what my heart is drawn to give. And that's all we can really ask of ourselves, right? So it's an honor to have you here. It's an honor to be with you in this space. No doubt everyone in the chat and in the comments are going to give you plenty of love, because this has been awesome. So I just thank you so much, and you'll definitely keep us posted, okay, with when that comes up.
I will. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone was able to learn something from this.
Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. Beautiful. Well, that's what we're all about, Andrea. Just a lot of thank you. That was so cool. And it's a clear example when we come into that pattern of, I need things to be perfect. I need things to look a certain way. I need a certain outcome. I need to know the certain steps. No matter what we're feeling, what we're always drawn to is the side of us that we're avoiding, or the side of us that needs to be seen. And I've been doing this work time and time and time again. And that's why I meditate so much, to do this for myself. But you can walk away and live your life knowing you're in authenticity, you're in vulnerability, you're in congruency, when you're there for yourself. When you are there for yourself and you hold a loving, safe space for no matter what is coming up, trust me, you're in the process of allowing life to do what it needs to do. And so, Andrea, thank you so much. That was beautiful. If anyone has any questions, just let me know. But I definitely appreciate all of your comments and all of your support for all these types of calls. It's been very, very special. But for the rest of the week, moving forward, if you ever catch yourself with this pattern of feeling like, I need to know for sure what's going to happen moving forward, I need to make sure it's perfect, Andrea is going to lead the way in taking imperfect action, and you can do the exact same for you in your life, and you can be the example for something new. You can be the example for something different. You can be the example for something expansive. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Feel free to breathe that in. Feel free to sit in silence. Feel free to feel all of this. And no doubt you'll feel also on purpose. You'll feel on purpose, because with this comes those gifts that you're here to give to the world. So thank you so much, everyone. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your week. Sending you all plenty of love, plenty of support. I'll see you in the serving circle, and I'll see you on the next Zoom call. Take care, everyone. Have a good one.